Hello, is this Kevin?
Yes.
Hey, Kevin, this is Tommy Bryson. How are you?
Doing good. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing good, man. Just want you to know this call is live. So how can I help you?
Oh no, I'm so, wait, you called me or I called you by accident?
This is Tommy Bryson from YouTube. How can I help?
Oh, Tommy. My bad. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. My fault. I
just so
didn't
you
know it was
know,
you. Sorry,
bro.
I was at work.
It's fine, it's fine. Just so you know, though, right? This call is live, okay? So, um, it's live. So whatever you're saying, people can hear it. I'm here to help, though. And people here are very supportive. So how can I help?
Awesome, man. Yeah, I just wanted to pick your brain on a couple things. A little bit about myself. I just graduated college, accounting student. Just wanted to know, like, just a couple things of your upbringings. Like, I know you said because I saw a couple of videos of yours that you were providing your own accounting services to locals, and I just wanted to know, like, how'd you go about that and what specific services you provided, if you could share a bit.
Okay, so the way it started out was when I was in college. I was very afraid about graduating and having to go into a job into accounting because I knew if I did that, I would kind of be like more like trapped because I'm very complacent. Was complacent at the time. So what I started doing is basically I started to go into my local businesses, for example, and offering, for example, bookkeeping, helping them get capital, giving them advice about business, how to grow it, helping them get ATMs, just offering services that I know that they needed, but they didn't know how to get. And I started off with one person, which led to another person, which led to another person. And before you know it, I had a lot of clients, but it was more just like door to door and just basically referral based. So it was more about taking the skills I knew as an accountant, and instead of going ahead and basically applying to somebody else's business, I just applied to my own business in a sense. And while I was doing that, because I didn't really make that much money at first, I also had like a job, right? So I had a job at New York Sports Club doing like data management. So I had that business. Then I also have, for example, my main income. Then I have, for example, the YouTube thing. Eventually, everything went like on full cylinders. So eventually, the business paid me a lot of money, and then YouTube started paying me money. And by that time, in the process, my dad had passed away. So I kind of like quit the other job because I really didn't like it. So I just focused on those two things. But my plan A was always YouTube. My plan B was like accounting to kind of like sustain myself, to kind of like be able to do what I wanted to do, but also not be starving and self-reliant on my parents or whatever it was. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I like how you always follow that passion. It's really cool to see. Any hardships you like over like you remembered going through that accounting? Was it like
Where
the
you,
initial process, like not getting paid and stuff like that?
it's not that you don't get paid. You don't. Of course you get paid, right? But um, I think when you think about things from a place of getting paid, you're not really gonna make it. All right, because it's important to have like a whole system and a whole plan about how you're gonna get paid, but it's more important to figure out how you're gonna give people value, right? If you give people value and you know how to negotiate, basically, you're gonna get paid regardless. So I really had
Wow.
no crazy hardship. So if you give value, you get paid. Money follows value, and if you want to get paid more money, then you got to solve more problems for more people. Make sense?
Wow, yeah, most definitely. That's why I'm kind of a little upset that I found your channel really late, but that's something that you really do. You provide a lot of value, and I really do appreciate what you do, man. It's really an honor, especially talking to you. You taking the time out. Thank you so much, man.
What are you trying to do?
Me, I'm trying to take the traditional route. I have a couple side hustles, as well, but I'm trying to be a CPA, and then from
Awesome.
there, I was market myself. Um,
Look, man. Having your own firm and all this stuff is not for everybody, and that's completely fine. If I wanted to be like an accountant, I would have gone into accounting, but a lot of what I did was incorrect the first time, because when I went into accounting, it wasn't because I loved accounting or because I did research on it. It was just basically somebody told me about accounting, right? And then once I was doing the whole thing, I was like, I hate college anyways. Let me just finish this degree. And then I just basically finished it. I had the skills, so I started kind of using it. That's all it was. But if you picked accounting and you like it, it's what you want to do. One of the best ways to make money is you get a job at Deloitte or one of the big companies, one of the big firms. You start making $70,000 a year, and you start buying financial freedom with that money. If you want more money with side hustle or whatever, that's fine too. But it's more than enough to get financial freedom. Make sense? Did you
oh yeah,
graduate already?
yeah. I just got another year because for graduate school because I'm in like in the 4+1 program.
You're gonna get your master's degree?
Yes,
For
it's
what?
just to fulfill one of the requirements for the CPA exam, like
Oh.
credits.
You need a master's degree to get your CPA now? Become a CPA?
Not necessarily. You need like 150 credits, and one of the ways was to get the master's, and I figured I'd go through that route because the other ways were a little more costly. So I found it more beneficial just going straight to the master's.
You have
Since it
student
was
loan
just
debt?
yeah, but not as much as
How much
I'm
do you
not too
have?
much in debt. Uh, with the masters included, almost 20, which is pretty steep. But
It's not bad.
I have around that. I have the money aside pretty much. I just have it pretty much like I'm kind of like investing, so it's like
Hmm.
trying to like get a better return in the
So
meantime.
how do you make money
So,
right now?
yeah. Main source is obviously my current job. I just work for like an energy company in the billing department.
Okay.
Then my secondary sources are like side gigs, whether it's flipping sneakers, things I find online,
Mm-hmm.
um, or just other thing is like long-term stock trading. But I don't really see that as a short-term income. I like to
Yeah.
think of those investments long-term, so I don't even think
How
about
much do you get paid per
that
hour?
right now because I'm like in a technically an internship, just 20.
Okay. $20 per hour. So remember, right, when you're flipping sneakers or whatever hustle you have to make at least that much money per hour. Or else, for example, you might be wasting time. When you have a skill like yours, which is accounting, you'll be able to either do bookkeeping on Upwork or whatever it is and make a good amount of money. So pick your side hustles correctly. Because a side hustle for you, when it comes to sneakers or trying to flip something, you can make $20, $30, $50, $100 on 3 5 hours of work. But if you have, for example, a skill like accounting, you're able to make a lot more money doing independent work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, most definitely. I just had the wrong mindset approach of like I'd have to become a CPA to provide services, and that's when
Yeah,
I
you don't.
crossed your approach, and I was like, wow, I
Hmm.
could have put myself out there a lot sooner.
Yeah, and that's fine. How old are you, by the way?
22.
Bro, you're super young. Shut up. You are super young, man. Relax. On top of that, man, I noticed you said, for example, Tommy, I set aside the cash that I need. I could pay my student loan debt, but I'm kind of investing right now. I had that same mindset initially to the point where I was super heavily leveraged, right? I owed a lot of money and I was making a lot of money from that same money. And I had my student loan debt and all that stuff. But I figured out, like through experience, that one of the best ways to kind of just like grow your wealth is pay off your debts, right? So pay off your debts so that when you fully graduate, all your income is yours. Right now we have the pleasure where basically they're not charging us any interest, but it's a perfect time to pay it off because that way you're not going to acquire any interest when it does come back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's
You
true.
you live at home with your mom, or you live alone?
No, yeah, I still live with my parents.
Okay, awesome. So what I would do is, if I'm 22 years old, how much do you make per year, by the way? Do you know? It's an internship. Well, maybe like $40,000 a year. So
Yeah, but yeah, with
yeah.
taxes and
So if I'm making $40,000 a year, living with my parents, I'm gonna take. And how long? And you have one more year until you're done with your whole master's degree, right?
correct.
Yeah. So take this time, pay off your student loan debt, save up for emergencies, and start saving up for your moving out costs. Do you have a car or no?
Yes.
Okay. Is it paid off?
Yeah, luckily it's paid off. Just got the usual expenses like insurance and
Yeah,
gas
bro. You
stuff
have
like
you
that.
have you have a great start. Okay, you can be on all four cylinders and potentially be done with the whole game by the time you turn like 20. I mean 30, 32, 33 years old. In the next like 10, 11 years, you're fully done. So, if I'm you, 22 years old, accounting skill, about to get my master's in accounting, and also, for example, become a CPA, which is pretty cool, by the way. It's just like another asset that's value to you. So, I'll pay off my debts. Now I'm fully debt free. I'll save up for 3 to 6 months worth of emergencies, not with my parents, for example, but where basically once I do move out, calculating, for example, my cost of rent, you're able to do that. You have data skills. And then I'll save up the money to get my first apartment. For example, first month's rent, then the deposit or whatever it is. Remember too, right? Whenever you're getting this property, don't try to raise your expenses to the level of your new income. If you go from making $40,000 to 70K, don't start living that lifestyle. When you get your first apartment, follow the 33% rule, meaning the apartment you get cannot cost more than a third of your income, or potentially even lower. Where do you live? What state?
New Jersey.
Yeah, so that can potentially mean you can stay with your parents a little longer, or you can just rent a room, or you can get it like an apartment for like $1,000, maybe $1,200. I know things are kind of more expensive over there, but just get something small. You don't need the biggest space. It doesn't have to be fully furnished, and just go on Craigslist and get free furniture for everything and just call it a day. So now I graduated. I have no debt. I have an emergency fund. I have my apartment. I can start investing 10-20% into my retirement accounts. Because when you do become an accountant, you probably will not make more than $100,000 starting out. Maybe like $70,000-$80,000. What I would do is just invest money into my Roth IRA and get the max match in the 401k with the company. I'm investing 10-20%. The rest of my money, I'm going to be saving up to buy my property. Not right now, but when the time does come. When I buy the property, I use the 33% rule on a 15-year mortgage, meaning the property that I buy cannot cost more than a third of my income, again, but including the taxes, the mortgage, insurance, HOA, maintenance, everything on a 15-year mortgage. So the home you buy is going to be not that expensive. So you'll be able to basically pay it off faster than 15 years because of your salary. So now, right, different picture. You're around 33, 32 years old. You're mortgage free, debt free, a job you enjoy. Maybe you build a business around it, and you're able to just enjoy all the fruits of your labor and potentially retire that early. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, man, sounds like a great picture.
Consider that, man. Do the math, run the numbers. I know you're a math person. It makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, man. Wow. Wow. I'm just a little. I wasn't expecting this call. I'm sorry. You caught me off guard, and I'm just,
Yeah, man. If you
shocked. And
schedule a call with me, I'm gonna call you. What do you think this is?
I thought, I don't know. I thought I chose a different day, but no, it's just crazy. You're an awesome person, man. I really do
All right.
appreciate what
I
you do.
appreciate you, man. Welcome to the long-term team. Always feel free to call back. And again, good luck getting your master's, and also good luck getting becoming a CPA. It's a tough exam, but as long as you study, do the right things, you'll be good. Okay.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you, man. Stay blessed.
All right. Peace out.